dropped the black, well, not just, like 2 hours ago, dropped the black kitty off to get his neutering. It's weird because
continue on San Gabriel Boulevard for 2 miles.
For those of you that have a problem with that, look this way, and that's on there. So it'll take me a while to answer some people. If they say something, I can click on, I can read it, and then answer verbally. But yeah, anyway, so dropped the little black kitty off. He has to get neutered. His name is Jade. I made a little video of him back that way. I'm going to save him going to get his surgery. Some people don't buy the painkiller, and I always look at it this way. Some people say, oh, it's not much pain, they'll be okay. Well, let me ask you a question out there, everyone. If you had an extra $20 and you have surgery and they said you're going to be in pain for the next couple of days, would you like some painkiller? It costs $20. I think you'd say, whoop, let me peel me off on 20, or let me count on my quarters. Okay, here's one roll of quarters, and here's a roll of nickels, the pennies. Oh, I got $19.80. Okay, that's the 20 cents when you have it. Oh, I will. You would be paying that $20. I just know it. So anyway, I always do, if I have a pet that needs something like that, I always think how I would feel if I had the option of the same, and I would definitely do that. Hope you're all doing very, very well today. A lot of weird news today, some shootings that haven't been on for a while live. We've had, once again, a couple more shootings, the one in North Carolina, the one in Michigan. Once again, people are asking, do they have to have a long rifle, or a long rifle would be, a long gun would be, or an assault weapon, or a machine? The answer is probably no. In fact, if you were to drive a vehicle into a building and then get out of the vehicle and start shooting, the rifle would probably not be as effective as maybe one or two pistols. For example, if you had, let's say, like my Beretta that I carry, that's 16 rounds in one in the chamber, 15 round magazine. I can get one with a magazine extender and get 20 rounds, and have 21 rounds. He killed 4 and injured others. So you got 16 or 21 or whatever the case may be. I think it's even a 30 round extender. 31 round. You can do a lot of damage with pistols. It's a lot smaller. So if you get out of your car, from the car right here, and I got to grab my rifle and go get, and then it's cumbersome and bumps into things. So I would probably, if I was going to try to do something similar to that, maybe not in a situation like this, but if I had to go and maybe like extract somebody, do a rescue or some kind of a SWAT activity, the pistol would be a better option for that. So everybody keeps saying, well, if he didn't have an assault rifle, he couldn't have done that. It looks like he did have an assault rifle. It looks like both of those shooters were former Marines, like they like to be called. If you say you're an ex-Marine, I'm a former Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine. They always say that. That's how they talk to. I'm always a Marine. Yeah, kind of like a sad Eeyore kind of a thing. I don't know why I think they do that. Who cares? But yeah, the rifle's not always the solution. The shotgun's not always the best for home. That's the best weapon for house defense. And we can discuss that if you want on a later time. Right now, I'm on my way to drop off a delivery order because I figured I have to be available to pick him up at 5, drop him off at 9 to 5. That's like a businessman job, hours that he'll be there, taking care of business. Hopefully he'll be just fine. And then the girl kitty, her name is Caroline. She comes back. She goes there in 10 days. So I'm going to use the same cone. Oh, I also bought a cone. The things I bought extra that were not included in a regular spay and neuter, I paid for the painkiller, and to get the nails done, and to get the cone. And I'll probably take the cone off of him. I think she's in a couple of days. They don't get stitches. They get the dissolving stitches, and so they usually don't bite it. Some people don't get the cone, and some people do. Well, we just had 14 people on, and just dropped to 4, just like that. Hopefully, I didn't say anything that hurt anyone's feelings. We had 14 people on, and now down to 4. I was surprised I saw 14. Usually, the most I think I've ever had on here, I think we had 20 one time, and we were discussing something. I was like, oh, the assassination, the assassination attempt on Trump. We discussed that. I think I got 20 one time, but we just had 14, so that could have been generated by a bot. Because sort of bots or AI will throw a whole bunch on there to try to do some kind of scam. So they'll say, hey, if you were watching $50 for you. He thinks that you should purchase this holster for, and then do that. There's so many different scams out there. So I keep telling people, look, I don't have the money or the time to be scammed. I'll tell them straight up. If you're here to lie to me, just hang up now. And I have something to say. I'll hang up. You know, or if they keep calling you, you could always say, you know, something like, thank you for calling the Los Angeles FBI, you know, something like that. Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'll just hang up. They don't know what you're saying or why you're saying it, but it picks up on the word federal FBI. Like, I'm gonna call the FBI, and I guess it hangs up. So it's usually computer generated. Anyway, I'm taking this order here from this company called Fenta Wong. They won't hire you unless you speak Mandarin, but they have a lot of drivers, unfortunately, not to sound prejudiced, but a lot of the drivers end up losing their license due to having some kind of a issue. Some people say they don't drive very well. Is that true? Is that not true? I think it has been proven that if you take, like, you know, 10,000, let's say Caucasians and 10,000 Mandarin speaking agents, you're going to see more accidents on that. That was done when someone's doing the Asian driver discussion on their channel. But anyway, yeah, so
in a quarter mile, right, signs for I-10 West, Los Angeles.
It's Grubhub, but we take the overflow for that. And there was one night I worked from, I think, around 5 to 9, maybe 4 to 9, and every order I had was from...
Slight right, signs for I-10 West, Los Angeles. Then take the ramp to I-10 West.
8 orders or 9 orders, and all of them were from that company, 100%. And you don't get the name of the customer, so when you get there, you don't know who it is.
Take the ramp to I-10 West, then merge onto I-10 West.
But it's not like, you know, Steve Johnson ordered 5 egg rolls and Pepsi. It's not like that. It's like they eat something that I have no idea what it is. I couldn't describe it. Because if you get free food, well, sometimes I wouldn't want the free food, because if you go to a Chinese restaurant or an Asian restaurant, for example, and they say
continue on I-10 West for 4 miles.
There's no translation for that. I said, well, what is this exactly? What? You know, it meat. Okay, it's meat. But what kind of meat? What is it? You know? It don't have a name. Like, yikes! I better not. Because what if I have an allergy to that? I wouldn't know. You know. So anyway, people are popping in, popping out. Say hello if you're there. Hello, who are you? Hi. Do you have any questions about anything? We're just driving and talking, shucking and jiving. Can you say it's shucking and jiving? A racist term. I don't know if you're say, what are you guys doing out there? Oh, we're just shucking and jiving. Is it racial? All of a sudden, it's almost everything. It's like in a coon's age was used to just mean that, you know, I haven't seen in a coon's age, but be the coon, raccoon lives a certain number of years, but then now a black person is a coon. I don't really get that really, because I call them a coon. Prejudice stuff I just don't get, because a raccoon and a black person, you know, I can't say I do get the gorilla, because a gorilla, if it didn't have darker hair, could be a white person too. I think a white person and a gorilla are very similar, and a black person and a gorilla, because look at Coco, that one that sign language, and the sign language and help love kitties. I mean, wow, she's like a 5-year-old, very, very sweet, smart and strong. You don't want to take their paw and run down the jungle, because they're going to catch you and they don't eat meat, but they'll bite you in the head. But some of that I just don't get, the prejudice stuff. I don't know, maybe you can explain, without being wrong. But coon, I never understood. Some of the things, yeah, I mean, I can see where it's not right to say, but I can see where the prejudice things are. Like the N word, I think, came from the mispronunciation of Niger. There was a lot of the slaves came from that area. It's not from Negro. I had someone the other day ask me about which person he needed to talk to, and he's always in the Negro gal. And I go, Negro gal? Did you say Negro? And he said, oh, I mean, African gal, African American. He was about my age too. It wasn't like, you know, I could see some older. When I was a kid, black people were called black people. Some people did say colored, and somebody said Negro when I was a little bitty boy, but not recently. No. And then we're Caucasian, so if you call a Negroid person Negro, we're Caucasian, you sort ours. We're Hey, Cock, how you doing? Oh, he's a cock guy. Cock, C-A-U-C, right? Not C-O-C-K, but we're the old cocks, bunch of cocks around. All those cocks in there. But yeah, the shooting thing, a lot of that going on now. Oh, I just lost everybody. Anyway, so we're back to one person. They're high. That might just be me. But anyway, I haven't gone live for a while, so I gotta go live these Wednesday. Maybe go live again on Friday. So we can do like an open forum on weaponry, Q&A on guns. And we're allowed to do that. And I talked to YouTube, are allowed to do that. And they actually said that'd be kind of informative because I am an expert in that. Someone said, David, are you one of the best instructors in the world? Yes, I am. Yes. When it comes to weapons, I'm one of the best instructors in the world. When it comes to nervous shooters, new shooters, I might be the best in the world. And that's just a fact. I'm not boasting, not bragging. I mean, when you're in the military, everybody thinks that teaching shooting is a great job, and then you get out and you find out the only places you can work would be like at a gun store for minimum wage plus maybe a little bit of commission. You don't really necessarily get commission, but like Remington or...
In a quarter mile, continue straight to stay on I-10 West. Signs for Valley Boulevard, Long Beach.
Not by each one. If you could sell 12 shotguns during the weeks and months before, maybe a couple months before turkey season. I don't know what turkey. Let's say there's a turkey season.
Continue straight to stay on I-10 West. Signs for Valley Boulevard, Long Beach.
If you sell 12 shotguns, you'll get a $100 bonus. It's just more of a bonus than a commission, but it's not.
Continue on I-10 West for half a mile.
What have I done?
In half a mile, use the right two lanes to take the exit toward I-710 North, Eastern Avenue South.
It gets me hired, being in the military, and then also that because, well, I've done instructor type work. I have taught shooting for civilians, and I did a little bit for a while there.
Use the right two lanes to take the exit toward I-710 North, then use any lane to turn slightly left onto the I-710 South ramp.
I have done some with celebrities.
Use any lane to turn slightly left onto the I-710 South ramp, then use any lane to take the I-710 South ramp.
When they don't want to look dumb with the gun, he's called the rubber gun squad. They have like a rubber gun in their whole ball. They don't know what they're doing.
Use any lane to take the I-710 South ramp.
Whole finger on the trigger, which we wouldn't do. Or they'll do one of these.
Continue on I-710 South for 1.5 miles.
Don't do. We don't carry like that. We don't fire like that. A lot of times they'll think that things like breathing is the most important fundamental when it's really, really not. It's not really that important at all. You need to breathe. So what are your thoughts on breathing? I'm all in favor. I'm just kind of sarcastic, but yeah, you can fire them and take a little breath. Okay, bro. So I explained to them why that is. So yeah, so I've taken people that were just shaking their hands so much at the range, the rounds fall on the ground, and I get them to shoot, at least qualified, maybe proficient, maybe expert. But that's because I'm really, really good at that. Jack of all trades, master of none. Not jack of all trades, jack of one or two trades, and master of absolutely nothing. So the thing I know, I know food, I know how to manage restaurants, I know acting, how to get the jobs, do the job, and all that. Not an expert there, really.
In half a mile, use the right lane to take exit 20B for California 60 West Pomona Freeway toward Los Angeles.
Good principal roles, a lot of background, a lot of print work. If you want to know anything about that, let me know. And if you're I'm interested in being an actor, I get a lot of this. My daughter.
Use the right lane to take exit 20B, then use the right two lanes to take the Pomona Freeway ramp.
I get a lot of that. My daughter would like be an actress. Can you help her with that? With shooting, every time after 9/11, everybody wanted me to train their wife, their daughters, themselves. I trained their entire families. They were going to buy guns. People want me to do like a shop along with them.
Use the right two lanes to take the Pomona Freeway ramp.
Whatever you want to buy. And we talk about it. I talked to the gun seller, whatever. I did work for a couple of gun companies as a rep. And yeah, so If you have questions about guns, things I know, guns, acting, classic cars. I'm pretty good with classic cars. I own one. Well, we own one. It's kind of our family project. Use it in films. If you want to ask about that, hey, how do I get my 1960?
In 2 miles, use the left 3 lanes to take exit 1A for I-10 West toward Santa Monica.
You know, how do I get my old pickup truck, my old Bessie, the GMC 1953 pickup? How do I do that? You can let me know as well. Right now, there's nobody on there. Now 2 are on there. So we're as high as 14, down to 0, down to 4, down to 0. Now we're back up to 2. So hello, whoever's there. Hi, hope you're having a good day. If you have any questions, like I said before, I can't, I mean, maybe not go read them, so maybe you can put them in, I am driving, maybe put it in uppercase, and I'll try to see what I can do about reading it, or I can read it when I get there, I think. I don't think after this is over, the comments stay live. They may. I don't really, I'm not good with the go live thing. In fact, I forget to do it. What I do is I usually do 5 long form videos a week and a number of shorts. And I gotta start doing all the stuff in the shorts. I gotta do the keywords and the description. I usually don't do that. I just film it. A lot of them entitled them. I'll just film it. And the algorithm is pretty good at picking up what I'm talking about with no description at all, no title. I just film a cat.
In half a mile, use the left 3 lanes to take exit 1A for I-10 West toward Santa Monica.
2,000 views on a kitty video, and I didn't say this is a cat video. Look how cute the cat is. I may say the words. You know, look how cute this little kitty is here. Isn't she pretty? That kind of thing. And it will somehow figure that out, pick it up, and it knows.
Use the left 3 lanes to take exit 1A.
Whatever program they're using is pretty good. I am having some issues now with a company, a third-party company. They're saying
continue for 5 miles.
Doesn't affect my YouTube in a negative way, only in a positive way. So I'm kind of thinking, if you could affect me in a positive way, couldn't you also accidentally or whatever in a negative way? I just realized I went into a really bad part of town. The part of town I'm dropping this order for those of you that are just logging in, I'm delivering a order, but it's right down there where the riots started, where Reginald Denny almost got killed when they threw a brick at his head, all that, after Rodney King. One time I was getting fuel for my vehicle at the AM/PM restaurant, at AM/PM gas station in Pasadena, California, and right down the pumps, you know, you get an island like this, and I'm on one side, he's on the other side. Rodney King was there in the same vehicle I think he was driving in that video. So that was one of the first ones where he had a person with a video. He had a big old camera and he filmed it. For us now, everybody has a camera, so a lot of that stuff is on tape, or whatever they call it. So he was right there, and I said, hey, how's it going, man? And he said, hey, how you doing, brother? I was like that. I don't know if he thought I wanted his autograph or something. Aren't you the guy who got beat up, wrongly beat up by the LAPD? But he's from Pasadena, California. I'm from Pasadena, California. He died, I guess. He didn't live very long. Probably some poor choices. We all make poor choices. I'm drinking coffee. If I was a young Mormon fellow, they'd probably say that's a poor choice. But he, I don't think he lived very long. No. I knew people that knew him. Not like, I didn't know them intimately, and they may not have known him intimately. You know, after somebody does something, we're all like, oh, I know that guy. You know, well, how well, you know, someone did write something. What is your favorite land animal, water animal, and air animal? What's an air animal? Is that a bird? Is that a mosquito? So I don't really have any of those. I'm a pet rescue volunteer. I love cats, dogs, bunnies. I had a really cute reptile. Her name was Tiger Lily, and she was a bearded dragon. If you go back that way, you'll see her. She won a contest, and she was on a calendar. She was a calendar girl. And she was a beautiful bearded dragon. Sadly, she passed away. A cat that recently died. They were very sad. We have 2 kittens. Right now, I got 2 kittens and 1 dog. All 3 are rescues. I'm very big into that. Bob Barker always talks about spay and neuter, but also Lily's rescue. Yeah, really rescue. So I've got a kitty right now getting neutered, and if you want to ask you a question about that later. How did it go? I don't know, about 5 p.m. Pacific time. Right now, it's 11:15, and I'm dropping off this order. And people always ask, well, what about if you go long distance or get caught in traffic? Do you get extra money? And the answer is yes. As long as you're actually driving. A lot of people think if you get an order and then you're having lunch and you finish your lunch and then you go through the order, you're not going to get credit for that. You're going to get deactivated probably. They'll kick you off the platform. Does anybody else there just side hustling? It's not as good as it used to be. People said, how much do you make right now? And I said, I don't work very much. I do this. People said, could you do anything else? Well, yeah, I can get a job at a fast food place that probably make more than this because it's $20 an hour out here in California. But the flexibility, how much is that worth? So, like right now, if the phone rang, please ring. I would drop this off, and if the phone's ringing, and say, David, can you be in Burbank in an hour for a TV show? I certainly can. But I have to go home and change. Right now, I'm wearing jeans and black shoes and a t-shirt. The t-shirt's fine to wear underneath, but we're going to probably put you in a flannel shirt and some work boots. I'm an old man, but they'll put me. I always get booked like 40-year-old construction worker, 50-year-old park ranger, got the hiccups. Park ranger, dad at a amusement park, uncle at whatever, selling newspapers. So I usually book in the 40s. I'll be 64 next month. So like I said, that's great. That's really good, isn't it? Unless the roles for 65-year-old, they say I look young, and that does happen. And a lot of people think, well, they're just saying that to be nice, like, we really don't like you because your butt stinks or something. Well, yeah, my butt stinks. But how would they know? They don't really. I hope they don't know. I spray cologne. Whatever. But I know people well enough that they tell me that they would put you in that for you to be a bus driver, which I was. I had that experience with bus driving. Not currently licensed. It's a Class B license. Some of the air brake, larger buses might be Class A. I don't know, but it's Class B here in California. You drive a bus, and the training is pretty good. If you're driving people that call it precious cargo, children, or I did drive school buses. I drove city bus in West Covina, California. But this is for a bus driver, and I played well a lot. I met some very famous people by playing that because remember, every time a celebrity goes on the bus, they'll walk up to where the bus driver is in the bus, and it's hard to not say anything. If you're a lower level actor and the principals come in, leads, you're supposed to just not say anything to them. They talk to you, and they would always eventually talk to you. Someone would be kind of standoffish, and I give them a nod, like they would just act like you would if they're on the bus, and whatnot, to them and point, maybe ask them a question, hand them a transfer. Back then we had transfers, so you could take one bus and transfer on to another, as long as it's going the same direction, so you get to your destination safely with your Class B driving bus driver. But they would talk to me about that. But I put it for one the other day. I have a lot of like Joe hats. I call them a little coachman hat, the flat hat. If you do acting, they don't want you to wear glasses, sunglasses. So if they change colors in the dark, you might want to take this off. They don't see your eyes, and they don't want you to wear a hat. So I'll put my hat as one of my options. But I try to. They say I'll just say no hats, but I put enough photos out there that they're going to see me with a hat, without a hat, in my underpants, not in my underpants, in my brassiere, doing my makeup, whatever it is, whatever they want. They tell me what to wear. I always joke that all I really need to know when they call me.
In 1.5 miles, take the Normandy Avenue exit.
You can see where I'm going down to where the riots were. But I go to the line, lock my door, and I have protection in the vehicle. But I don't like to carry the protection with me while I'm actually, getting out of what's going to take my protection. That's not a condom. But yeah, so you want to be protected at all times and be safe, and have a good day out there delivering. I'll be there 11:29. It says. Yeah, I'll be there in about 6 minutes, I guess. So maybe I'll stop this when I get up to the door. once you drop this off. This is an Asian company called Feng Tong. She don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. But it's an Asian company. They don't hire you if you don't speak Mandarin. But we always end up getting their overflow. So they want to hire me as a driver. I mean, well, it's not a driver. It's a, I'm sorry. It's another side hustle, but it's an Asian only. But you must speak Mandarin. And you can speak another language as well, but you must speak Mandarin. So one guy, I know he was a linguist, and he worked as a translator for the Chinese government, and he got the opportunity to come here. His wife, I can't remember what she does. I think she was some kind of medical field, and she went to training here at UCLA, and I don't know if they defected. They decided to stay here for a little while on her visa. It could be a situation where you have to get 3 years. But I was talking to him, and he's not really working at getting a job as a Chinese.
In a half mile, take the Normandy Avenue exit.
Interpreter. He doesn't speak English. 1 or 2 words. Hello. Enough for us to talk. You know, for me to know he's here. His wife is here, and they're Chinese. I know the Chinese thing. I didn't know his wife was here, and they were on some form of a visa. But yeah, he doesn't speak English, so he translates.
Take the Normandy Avenue exit, then slide right onto the Normandy Avenue ramp.
Here, we always think, oh, you must be translating Chinese into English. Well, it can be Chinese into...
Slide right onto the Normandy Avenue ramp, then turn left onto Normandy Avenue.
Any other... There's a dangerous one right here. Into any other language. It might be translating, Chinese into French or something, or Chinese into...
At the light, turn left onto Normandy Avenue.
Vietnamese, how do you say that? Vietnamese, probably. But yes, he does that. But yeah, everybody's been pretty good today out here. We end up, should we block this guy? Should we block this guy? It's kind of early. But I don't think I've ever done it alive at this time. 27 minutes and 19 seconds so far. And I mean, maybe I'll go to the door and come back and keep it on, or maybe I'll just go ahead and turn it off. So if you have any questions, please also don't forget, you can email me. My email address is in the on the channel. My phone number is on there, and my address is on there. People have actually called me. Yeah, I got a phone call. One guy said he was mad because I said that Biden was going to lose. No, I didn't say Biden was going to lose. I said if Trump runs again, he's going to win the election. This was in 2020. I didn't have the channel then. But then someone's asking about my thoughts on the upcoming elections. Well, Trump's going to win. If Trump runs, he'll win. He will not. You don't know what you're talking about. Then Biden's going to win. People bet me Biden would win. Well, once Biden lost, Biden left. No, they say he would win. Is it? What do they say? Yeah, Biden will be the next president. So when he left, then they should have paid me, because that's not true. But no one paid. And then they said Kamala was going to win. And they paid. Remember, people were actually the night of.
Continue on Normandy Avenue for 3/4 of a mile.
The night of the actual election day and night, they were saying that she was going to win. And wow, she lost every single swing state. I knew she would get. I knew it'd be pretty bad. I didn't know it'd be a total landslide. I knew she was going to lose the popular and the electoral. I told everybody that. But he called me at 2 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock in the morning my time, and he was drunk, and he was back east, so that's 5 o'clock his time in the morning, and he was S-faced. You can't say the word. And he was very, very intoxicated. He was angry because he said that if I was in the military, I know what Trump will do. You know what Trump's going to do. I said, well, he's already been president once, and he didn't do that stuff. And I said, well, I guess you're saying because he can't run again, he'll do these actions. But if you do those actions, he'd probably go ahead and run for a third term if he's really willing to do what this guy was saying. He was just crazy. So I hung up on him. And then the good thing with a cell phone, you can always turn the thing off. But I have my alarm set, so there's got to be a way to do that. I'm sure there is, where you can have your alarm on and everything else off. I think it's the notifications. I'll look into that eventually. It's only happened that one time. But anyway, he was pretty drunk. And if he would email me, and he's this, and Trump's a Nazi. Trump is Hitler. If you voted for Trump, you're a Nazi as well. I'm a Democrat. I just am not stupid. So there are Democrats that aren't stupid. Not too many. I don't think nowadays. It really got bad. The Trump derangement syndrome it's like a brain sucker, an amoeba or something that takes their brain out, because the things they say are stupid. When you're talking about right now, we'd be in a full-on civil war, and then we'd also be fighting a world war at the same time. Yeah, come on. That's pretty stupid. So, anyway, hello. Somebody else just logged in. Someone named Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you? We're talking about nothing, really. We're just kind of like Seinfeld, a show about nothing. Just driving and talking almost to my
In a quarter mile,
destination.
turn left onto West 35th Street.
I was in a bad part of the town, but now I'm in a better part. So you never really know. I've delivered in Compton, you know, at 9 at night, and it was just fine. You know, it was fine. A lot of people are saying, "Well, did you ever have to pull your gun on somebody out there?" No, nothing like that. One time, I went to a barbecue restaurant down in that area, and I seemed to be the only Caucasian individual. And the guy tells me, yo man, a white man get killed down here. And I said, well, can the white man get some barbecue first? Because I'm here for barbecue. I understand the barbecue here is really good. I was stationed in Texas, and I love Texas barbecue. How about you? What kind of barbecue you like? Oh yeah, man, I like the good smoke. And then we started talking about that, and then the guy came out from behind the counter, probably 6'4", 380 pounds, with a white apron with sauce all over it, and some smoke, and you know, where the log, where he loaded the logs and the thing, whatever. Anyway, and he told the guy, and that's not to be prejudiced, his name was Tyrone. He said, Tyrone, you better get out of here. I'm gonna tell your mama I'm leaving. And so he left. He didn't leave because
Take the next left onto West 35th Street, then your destination will be on the right.
Because of me. He left because of this guy was quite big. So, I think I'm here. 1360. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to log off here, and then I'll be back.
Your destination is on the right.